Hi and welcome to Cooking with Ray McVinnie, live from his kitchen. I'm Monique.
I'm Ray McVinnie and this is my kitchen.
Happy Tuesday, Ray.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
Or if you're in Niue Island, because I know we've got Saluma watching from Niue Island.
Hey Saluma.
Whakaalofa lahi atu. Happy Monday to you.
Yeah.
Great. How you feeling?
I'm good.
What are we doing
It's cold
tonight?
though. Oh, you know, still with that sort of wintry food.
Yes.
I want to do meatballs.
I love meatballs. I think
so
it's
do I.
one of the things I grew up with. My mum cooked meatballs all the time.
And they're really cheap because they're made of mince, so you can get some good mince.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a minced pork meatball.
Oh, I like
that
it.
will go with rice, lentils, couscous, crusty bread, mashed potatoes,
We
pasta.
love it. Love it.
It's the meatballs part of things that I want to concentrate on.
Yeah, definitely. Look,
so I'm
a fan, and kids can make them too, right?
Oh, anyone can cook.
That's true. That's true.
The good thing about cooking is there's no sort of age, restrictions.
That's so true. So if you're watching on Bite's page, the Bite Facebook page, on Ray's page, or on YourFixTV, kia ora to you all. Now, this is a live show, so we're live, we're human, we're breathing right now. Feel free to send in your questions. If you've got something going on in your kitchen and you want a hand, pick the brains of a master chef.
I'm here for you.
Great stuff.
Okay, I'm going to get started on these meatballs. And I'm going to put some milk on 2 slices of ripped up bread.
Oh, that's a good way to start.
I know. And I used to think that, putting sort of bread into meatballs and meatloafs was some sort of like austerity post-war British
I thought it was a
thing
filler.
to fill it out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, that's what I thought too, but it's not actually, because it makes them incredibly moist and succulent.
Well, we like that.
Yeah, I learned that from a French lady, actually.
I did not know that.
Hey, listen, what I want to do is get this, but I've left the trust on this, so I'm actually going to hit it with this one blender,
cool.
so I'd stand back if I was you.
Excellent. Now, hello and good evening, Abby Leaf. Great to have you with us.
Abby, how are you?
Hi, Trish. Hi, Lorraine, over on Ray's Facebook page. And hello to everybody watching on Bite. Great to have you guys with us as well.
So look, I just sort of mushed that up a bit with using very easy, using these fantastic wands. And I've got this rather sloppy sort of bread slurry, which goes in there.
There's something very comforting about bread and milk, isn't there?
There is, although not a kosher dish.
No.
Pork, milk, all
of course.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
Hey, now the other thing I want to flavour this with is rosemary, and see, this looks like almost like rosemary powder.
Yeah.
I don't like. Well, I actually used my Meatsaluna. Because,
now, I've seen these, but I didn't know what you do with them.
Well, they're a really, really good thing. You can never cut yourself because, of course, you're holding this.
Holding those.
And every movement is a cut.
Okay, so I know people will be asking, where do you get something like that from?
Just a good knife shop will have these.
A knife shop.
Yeah, and I only ever use this for rosemary. It's weird, eh? I have actually used it I've minced meat with it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I use it for rosemary because it's beautiful, isn't it?
Okay, so question, that's fresh rosemary.
It's fresh rosemary.
Why don't you use dried?
Because fresh is always going to taste better. It's still got the essential oils in it. It's juicy, it's succulent, and it's much more fragrant.
So you have mentioned in one of our other live streams that there's only one of the herbs that you will use dried. What are they?
Oregano, and because it's meant to be dried, and tarragon, because you still get a really good flavour from tarragon.
Okay, that's a good question. I remember hearing that, and I thought, if I'm thinking it, you guys probably are as well.
So this is the meatball part of things. So what I've done is chop that rosemary up really, really finely, because I don't like eating.
Smells great.
I don't like eating bits of rosemary.
No.
It's like eating bits of chopped up toothpicks or something,
or cardboard.
Yeah, not nice. So it needs to be really fine.
Yes.
And 3 cloves of garlic, but I was up in Whangarei not long ago, and I managed to get some of that large elephant garlic. So one of those is about 3 cloves of garlic. So I want some chopped garlic in there as well. Hello
and good evening to Jan Turley, the lovely lady who makes my dresses.
How are you?
Nice to see you, Jan. Now, Yvonne Mungari just said hi there. Raja Cheaton is watching and he loves you both.
How are you?
Hi, Raja. Hello, Yvonne. Great having you guys with us.
Right, so I'm just chopping garlic here, basically, to go into the meatballs. All the flavouring for this is basically in the mix with the meatballs.
Excellent. So, another question for you.
Yep.
If you're not a fan of pork,
if you're not a fan of pork,
your option with
you could make this with lamb. Lamb mince.
Okay.
Beef mince, a little bit strong for this.
Right.
Especially since I'm now going to put some currants and some roasted pine nuts in here. So, you know, we're getting a little bit of Arabic, a little bit Italian here. And then I've washed my hands, and the best way, some salt, half a teaspoon, is to basically take to this with your hands. So, you know.
Awesome. Now, if you guys are looking for the recipe as well, you can, a couple of the pages there I've shared that recipe on, or you can actually go to Ray's website, raymcvinnie.com. The recipe is already loaded there on the front page of the site for you to take a look at.
Right. Now.
Is that quite therapeutic?
This is kind of therapeutic.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, you know, it's a bit like mud pies or something.
Yeah,
so
love it.
Want that large piece of bread. All right, now I'm going to wash my hands.
Great. Hey, now remember, team, if you've got any questions while you're watching tonight, send them on through. Oh, we've just had some thumbs up coming through on the Bite page. Great to see you guys with us. Ask questions if you want to know what's going on, even if it's about other things that you might be cooking in your kitchen. Okay, and now I'm going to make my meatballs. So look, what I usually do is weigh that, divide it by about, I think, 20, and you get little meatballs about this big. Okay. But hey, you know, you're feeling generous. Yeah, and you don't need to. You know, you don't need to be too prissy about them, do you? Nah. Because they're going to cook together anyway. They're going to cook. And you notice I'm wetting my hands? Yes, I did notice that. Yeah. Why are you doing that? So that the meat doesn't stick to them. Oh, genius. Yeah. So, look, all I'm doing is grabbing a bit. You're just going to have to sit here while I do this, you know. Well, it's a great chance for anybody with questions to message in as well if you've got any. Yeah, you don't stand there trying to get perfectly round, you know, meatballs. You don't have to get too neurotic about it. You must never get too neurotic about anything, I always think. Yeah. Okay, so we're in the middle of a New Zealand winter. What are you eating right now? What am I eating? Oh God, what do we have? We had the huge ham hock and barley soup the other day, which I really love. Delicious. Yeah. Something very hearty about it. I know, and I think there's a great big container of pumpkin soup in there. Love pumpkin soup. With toasted cumin seed and ginger and you know all that sort of thing. So a little bit of soup been going on. We like that. Yeah, I like that. Shax Deborah has just said, hello team, hello to you, my lovely lady. Welcome to the show. If you've got any questions, send them on through. What else are you eating at the moment? What else am I eating at the moment? A little bit of pork going on, and watch that space on Bite magazine because I'm going to do a thing for pork. Great. Yep. What else is going on? Oh, look. Oh, I've been eating a few like hot puddings and things, you know? Now, that's what I love about winter. It's an excuse to eat hot, sweet things. I just made the most beautiful cake in the weekend. Yep. It has quite a lot of oil in it, so I used avocado oil. Yep, that'll work. So technically it was an avocado and cacao chocolate fudge cake. Sounds good. Amazing. Yep. And while I made it on Sunday, yesterday I ate some and it was even more moist. And I love that about cakes when they keep on giving like that. And I'm just shifting, so I'm going to be doing a lot of baking in my new kitchen very shortly. So excited. Excuse me. Good. Great excuse to get in the kitchen and start baking. We've been doing crumbles and crumbles are great. Excuse me. And what else have we been doing? Oh, and cakes and stuff like that. It's just a good season for it, you know. Wow. And all the winter vegetables at the moment, all the rhubarb, the yams. Yep. Kumara, pumpkin, parsnips. It's such a good time for that. I've been roasting all those. This is my favourite food time of the year, actually. It is pretty good. Okay. Right. What are we doing next, Chef? Pete, what I'm going to do is we're going to brown these in the pan. So I'm going to get Pete to come over. Excellent. Now, if you're wondering who Pete is, Pete's the technical director and producer of the show, and he's also behind the camera. So he's your eyes, and if you want to see anything, just message in and say, "Hey, Pete, can you show me this or can you show me that?" And Pete's onto it. Yeah. All right, come over to the stove top. Over here, and we'll just get this pan nice and hot. We've got the. So Yvonne Mungari just said, "You guys look great." Thank you, Yvonne. And she said, "What are you guys cooking?" Well, what are we cooking, Yvonne? Meatballs. Meatballs. These are pork meatballs with rosemary, garlic, toasted pine nuts, and currants. And it's going to go in like a tomato sauce. But first, we're going to just get these babies sorted, and we're going to cook them in that. Get that hot. Turn this on. Some extra virgin olive oil. Now these will stick a little bit, but that's okay. That's why I've got a fish slice over here.
I just want to get that nice and hot. And I'm just going to really, I'm not going to get all hysterical and try and get every part of it browned. I basically, all I want to do is just give a little bit of colour to the outside of these. I'm not cooking them, just browning them. All right, here we go.
This is great.
Right, the other thing I'm going to do is turn that electric jug on, get the spinach ready.
Okay, so a message in from Trish Thorne, who just said veggies are a terrible price, but found celery cheapish. Now, I'm not a fan, but decided to roast it with lots of other vegetables, and boy, it was beautiful. So, and then she's just wrote, so anyone out there, I have to say, I have never roasted celery before, have you?
No, I've never roasted celery, but I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great thing, Trish. Thank you for sending in that, and that's why we love this show. It's about sharing food ideas. Thank you.
Exactly. So, browning the meatballs, that's the next thing.
Now,
and as I said, you know, you just want to sort of brown them very quickly on each side. So let's have a look here. I know what's going on.
Now, Lorraine May Buttermore just said, checking, did Ray put an egg in the mixture?
No egg in the mixture. The milk and the bread and the meat is going to stick it together. An egg will make it sort of dry and rubbery, and I don't really want that. So, yeah, no, they'll stay together without an egg. Right, okay, so these are browning up. That's a little bit too hot. Turn it down a bit. And they will stick a bit, so just use the fish slice to
heated up really fast.
Oh, yeah.
That's induction for you, isn't it?
Induction, yeah.
Wow. Oh, just off some sound?
Who from?
Hey? Okay. I'll just message and say sound back on shortly.
Okay, so these I'm just browning these up a bit. No one can hear me, right? No. Okay.
What's that, please? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yes, mine's. Oh no, mine's still on.
Slow wait or what? Okay.
Are we back on?
Yeah. Okay, we're back in business here.
Sorry about that glitch with the sound there.
Okay, right, so those are browned enough. Take them out.
Now I've noticed, Ray, you don't use non-stick pans.
I don't use non-stick pans because...
And you get asked about them all the time.
I do, but see all that stuff on the bottom of there? Yeah. Might look a bit burnt, but it's actually going to taste good.
Okay.
And non-stick pans, you don't get any of that.
Okay.
Well, you don't get much of it anyway.
Yes.
So, you know, we don't waste it. Good cooks, we don't waste anything. All right, over here, I've got a couple of chopped onions, which are going to go in there, because now I'm going to make a sauce to go over the top of this, and I'm going to put a little bit more oil in there. So, a bit of a frying of the onions routine here. So, and the juice from the onions and the steam that's made when you cook this will lift all that brownness, and it will darken the sauce and make things taste really, really good. Okay, so we're just going to let that cook a bit. So we need to talk about something, Monique, while we're waiting for the onions to cook.
Just looking in the news feed. Now, if you are watching on whichever page you're watching on, send through your questions because we'd love to hear from you. What are you guys cooking at the moment in your kitchen? And what I want to know too is, you know, how many of you watching at home or wherever you're watching, how many of you would make a dish like this? Do you make meatballs? Do you not make meatballs? I want to know what you guys are cooking because I'm a real foodie too and I love hearing what everybody else is eating at the moment.
Give us the one-on-one, you know, what's your view on meatballs? Hey, look, so all I'm doing is letting that onion get nice and soft, picking up that stuff on the bottom. I've got a nice 400 gram can of muti. I love this stuff, pulpa, finely chopped tomatoes and juice. This is just really, really delicious. Good quality.
That's what we like.
That's what we like, yeah. So you need to let these onions get quite soft, but I think for our purposes, that's soft enough today. So in goes a can of onions, and I've also got a cup of beef stock. I got it out of a Tetra Pak. It's going to be just fine. Tip that on there as well. I'm going to bring the whole thing to the boil. You got all this flavouring in the meatballs. You got the garlic, the rosemary, the currants, and the pine nuts. In here we've got onions, beef stock, and tomatoes, plus all that lovely stuff on the bottom of the pan. So we'll just get that coming to the boil.
Now also a couple of messages have just come in. Wendy Lynch over on the bike page said homemade fish and chips tonight for 3.
Oh, excellent, yeah.
Great.
Lindy, are you deep frying the chips or are you making them in the oven?
Yes, Wendy. What are you doing? We'd love to hear.
Yeah.
Jane Wan just said hi, and then she said
Jane.
the can of onions. Don't you mean can of tomatoes, lol?
I do mean a can of tomatoes. Thank you, Jane. That was a test. You passed it. You got an A for that. Because you were paying attention. Well done.
Jan Turley just said, looking scrummy, plenty of sound. Thank you, Jan.
Okay.
And Trish
sorry, Monique.
No, you go.
Sauce goes over the top of the meatballs. Okay. This is a good heat, you know, reheat sort of a dish too. Give it a shakedown. Find those meatballs. Where are they? There they are. Be careful because they're not cooked yet, so they're still soft. All right. Throw that in the oven for half an hour. At about 200. Turn on the electric jug because over here I've got some baby spinach leaves because I want to put spinach in the sauce. And all you need to do with baby spinach leaves is boil the electric jug because I want to cook them first. If I put them straight into the sauce, I'll get that weird black water that you get off green leafy vegetables.
Oh yes,
and it'll go into my sauce, and I don't want to do that, so I want to cook them first. But honestly, these cook so quickly that all you have to do is boil a jug, tip, I just want to wilt them, tip the electric jug on top, give them a bit of a stir around, they're cooked, and strain it, cool it, cold water, there we go.
Wow, that's so quick.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I can, you know, they're basically wilted spinach now.
Oh, is that how they do it?
Yeah, well, that's one way of doing it. Squeeze it, just get rid of all the excess liquid. You don't want to dilute the sauce with all that, and just tease it out a bit. And there we go.
So Trish Thorne said, where did you buy those tomatoes? Is there any added sugar in them?
I wouldn't think so. We'll go back over here, Pete. All right, what's in it? Tomatoes and salt.
Okay, perfect.
That's all it is. Yeah, I don't know anyone, especially Italians, never put sugar in.
No, of course.
Their tomatoes, but this is a really good brand. I really like it. Don't get any money for this, saying it because I like it.
Now, Dawn Ayler, it's great to have you back on tonight's broadcast. Dawn pops in to see the show on regularly, actually, so thank you for being with us. She said, oven-baked meatballs is my go-to dinner on a Tuesday night. Then I can watch this in peace while it's cooking. You are a clever woman.
She's
you are very clever.
Yeah, good.
It's all about making the most of your time. Now, over on the Bite page, Catherine Jarvis said looks good. Wendy Lynch said she's deep frying her chips.
Deep frying your chips? That's it's an expensive way of cooking chips when you can just put them on a piece of baking paper, toss them in olive oil and throw them in the oven.
Oh yeah.
40 minutes, 200, and you get chips.
Beautiful.
Yeah, as long as you use right potatoes. Use something like agrias.
I love agria for chips.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Now, Jennifer Reuter's groom, hope I said that right, said, did you add salt into the sauce?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, thank you for asking a great question. Oh, by the way, if you've only just joined the broadcast, we're making pork meatballs. What's in them?
Pork.
Pistachios.
Pork, pine nuts.
Pine nuts, sorry.
Yep.
Not pistachios.
Pork, pine nuts, rosemary, a lot of garlic.
So is this kind of a Mediterranean dish?
Definitely.
Definitely, good.
Definitely. And that whole thing with pine nuts and dried fruit, it's an Arabic thing.
I was going to say, is that the
Spain, right round to Turkey, uses that same sort of thing. And you could actually put some cinnamon in here if you wanted to.
So would they have done this in a tagine? No.
They can do, yeah, sometimes they will in North Africa. Now I'm going to throw these bits of wilted spinach in here. Beautiful. I know, and then the minute I look at this, you know it's Arabic. The Arabs brought spinach to Europe.
Oh, wow.
And, very Spanish. The Spanish love spinach.
Now, lovely Saluma over in UAE Island.
Saluma, how are you?
She just said, I love meatballs. I also love beef burgers. Can I use the same mix as patties?
Yeah, it'll be a little bit sweet, remember, from the currants that are in here. But yeah. And Saluma, you're a great cook. Saluma is a great cook.
So good.
So you'll know what to do, Saluma.
Yeah. Now, Lisa Drysdale on your page, Ray, just said they look delicious.
Well,
if you have just joined us.
Can you pass me that thing with that? That thing, yeah.
If you've just joined us and you're looking for the recipe, I have shared it on Ray's Facebook page and in the stream and on YourFixTV. But you can also grab that. If you're on Bites, you can grab that from Ray McVinnie's website, raymcvinnie.com.
Bit of chopped parsley.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. And you've basically got the red and green thing going on, which always looks good with food. It
does.
And I think that microwave, I just reheated some rice in there. Because today, I had some rice, so some rice is a good thing to serve it because I've got to do this woman a tasting portion.
Yes, of course. Goes with the job. Yeah. Now, Wendy Lynch said, thank you, I will try that next time with my chips.
Yeah, do.
Yeah.
Look, really good way to make, and you don't have to worry about it. It's not dangerous. You know, you're not going to leave it on. It's not going to explode. Deep frying can get really, really dangerous sometimes, especially if you're not paying attention. So, if you peel some agrio potatoes, cut them into the shape that you want them. Yes. Put them onto an oven tray with, a little shallow oven tray with some baking paper, extra virgin olive oil, salt, with your hands. Toss them all around. Yum. Spread them all out in the oven, 200 degrees, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending how big you've cut them. They go crisp.
Beautiful.
You get lovely chips. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Now on the Bite page, Robin Karkainen, I hope I said that correctly, just said, yum, dinner for tomorrow night. Bite is the best, Ray. We agree.
Thank you. Yeah, Bite is really good.
It is great.
We love Bite. Okay, a small
tasting portion.
Let me just get in here.
Now, what I want to know, with you all watching tonight, how many of you are going to try and make this over the next week? Because we really, we can share lots of content.
Yeah, but you've got to stop tormenting them.
We want to know.
You always want to know exactly.
Are you going to make it?
Who's going to make it? Yeah.
That's the thing.
All right. Okay, look.
Oh, hello. That's a very hearty tasting portion.
Very hearty tasting portion.
But that looks so beautiful.
But yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I actually want to photograph that.
Dirty plate.
Do you mind if I photograph that?
No.
Because, how many of you guys watching tonight are also photograph?
I don't know about you, but I'd eat that.
I definitely would eat that. Oh, that looks great. Just photograph that right now. Right. Okay. So the proof is in the tasting?
Yeah.
Okay.
One day she's going to taste something she hates it, I can tell.
I'm going to turn that way.
Yeah, you go.
Well, I have to say, if you haven't been in Ray's kitchen before, welcome. Ray has a rule: you don't have to like it, but you have to try it.
But you don't even have to eat it.
You don't even have to eat it.
But you got to try it.
You got to try it. Yeah. So I'm trying a bit of everything there.
So you never know. This could work.
Oh, come on!
Oh, thank God for that. I am waiting for the day when she goes.
That is so good.
When she spits it out,
Yeah, and sends you home.
I know. It sends me home. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
all right.
That's amazing.
Good.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I just got a hit of the rosemary.
It's nice, isn't it?
Oh, that is so good. Yeah. Yes, I would eat 2 thumbs up, Ray.
Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Good. Do I go through to the next round?
You can
go through
you
the
can
next
stay
round.
at the bench.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, look, this is really good. Now, Trish Thorne just said, thanks, looks great, clink, clink. I hope that's 2 glasses clinking together.
I might have to have a little taste of that myself, actually.
Dawn Ayla said, Agria is my all-purpose potato, baked, mashed, chips, wedges, everything. Love it. Oh yes, Jennifer Reuters Groom said, me buying all my ingredients tomorrow. Catherine Jarvis would try and make this. This is great. That's what we want to know. You know, we want to give you, you know, recipes you can
That's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You're quite good at cooking, I've decided.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should maybe do it for a job.
Possibly.
Consider it.
You never know. Yeah. Hey, and we did it in time.
So good. We did do it in time. Now, this week we have had a couple of people send through images and comments that they've been making your recipes. Keep sending them through. We want to see what you're cooking. If you're trying these recipes, photograph yourself or photograph the recipe, you know, your dish, and send it through because we love to see your creations. And I'd love to know if your kids, I reckon the kids will love this one.
Yeah, I reckon the kids will like this one.
I want to know what your kids
little bit
think.
Sweet, you know? Quite nice.
It's quite a fun dish to eat. It's an unusual description, but that's how it feels in my mouth.
It's kind of sweet, salty, sweet, sour, you know, which I quite, you know, everyone likes that.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's really good. So thank you, team. We've got to go because it's dinner time. Thanks for joining us in Ray's Kitchen. Ray, we've had a really cool time. Thank you.
I always enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks to Bite for having us here. Thanks to Pete behind the camera and doing all the production. We will see you, remember, 6:30 Tuesday, New Zealand time. That's when we're broadcasting. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Well, I have to say, that looks delicious.
In you go.
I'm going to have some. Definitely.
Do you want to take some home?
Yeah.
Cool, because I've got another one going on in here.